You crank the AC to max and warm air blasts straight at your face while you're baking in traffic. Most people assume that means an $800 trip to the shop. It doesn't. Fix number 1 is the exact reset that brings a dead AC system back to full ice cold. But fix number 6 comes first because your AC blows perfectly on the highway and dies the moment you stop, and almost nobody knows why. Fix number 11, the recirculation switch. Let's start with the easiest fix. Fix number 11, the recirculation switch. Look at your AC panel and you'll spot a small button showing a curved arrow inside a car outline. Almost nobody uses it, and that's mistake number 1. That button decides where your AC pulls its air from. Leave it off and your car keeps pulling air in from outside. On a hot afternoon, that outside air can already be sitting near 95 degrees before your AC even starts working on it. Push that button and the whole system changes. Instead of grabbing hot air off the road, your AC starts cooling the air that's already inside the cabin with you, air that's already several degrees cooler. Give it about a minute and you'll actually feel the vents get noticeably colder. Here's the part nobody mentions though. Run recirculation too long, especially with passengers in the car, and the air starts feeling flat and stale. You're not pulling in anything fresh, so it gets heavy fast. The trick is short bursts. Flip it on the moment you get into a hot car, let it blast cold air for 5 to 10 minutes, then switch back to fresh air before things get stuffy. Fix number 10. Check your cabin air filter. Fix number 10. Check your cabin air filter. Most drivers don't even know their car has one or where it's hiding. On most vehicles, it sits right behind the glove box. Open the glove box, release a couple of clips or a small panel, and the filter slides straight out. No tools needed on most models. Here's why it matters. Every bit of air your AC pushes at you has to pass through this filter first. When it's clean, air moves through easily and your AC can blast full cold air. When it's clogged with dust, pollen, and grime, that air has to fight its way through, and your AC ends up working harder just to push out weaker, warmer air. Pull yours and take a look. A healthy filter is usually white or light gray with even pleats. A dirty one looks brown or gray, packed with dust, sometimes with leaves or bugs stuck in the folds. If yours looks anything like that, you found part of your problem. The fix is cheap. A replacement filter runs about $10 to $20 at AutoZone or O'Reilly, and swapping it takes maybe 5 minutes. Most people forget this filter exists since it's tucked out of sight and never comes up during a normal oil change, so it just sits there getting dirtier every month, quietly choking your airflow. Fix number 9. The idle RPM trick. Fix number 9. The idle RPM trick. Your AC compressor doesn't run on its own. It's driven by a belt connected to your engine, so it spins at whatever speed your engine is turning. At a red light, your engine is idling low and slow, which means your compressor is also spinning at its slowest, weakest setting. That's exactly when your AC feels like it's barely working. Next time you're stopped and the air feels weak, give the gas pedal a light tap while in park or neutral, just enough to nudge the RPMs up. Your engine speeds up, your compressor speeds up right along with it, and it starts pumping refrigerant faster. Within seconds, you'll feel colder air pushing through the vents. This isn't some secret only mechanics know. Any tow truck driver will tell you the same thing. It's just basic engine mechanics most everyday drivers never connect to their AC. One warning, don't sit there revving the engine hard or for long stretches. A light tap is all you need, and doing this constantly can add wear over time. Fix number 8. Clean your condenser. 3 fixes down and none of them needed a wrench. Now we get into the reasons your AC actually struggles, and some of these can cost real money if you ignore them. Fix number 8. Clean your condenser. The condenser sits right behind your front grille, in front of the radiator. Think of it as a mini radiator just for your AC. Its job is to take hot refrigerant gas from the compressor and cool it back into a liquid, but it can only do that if air flows through it freely. The problem is that this part sits directly in the path of everything the road throws at your car. Bugs, leaves, dust, and grime build up on those thin metal fins over time. Once it's packed in, air can't get through, the condenser can't cool the refrigerant properly, and your whole AC system suffers. You can check this yourself. Pop the hood, look behind the grille, and see if you spot a caked-up, bug-covered radiator-looking part. If so, that's your condenser struggling to breathe. Cleaning it is simple. A gentle spray straight through the fins with a garden hose knocks most of the buildup loose. Skip the pressure washer since too much force bends those fins and makes things worse. Ignore this for a few years and it adds up. Shops see it constantly. A clogged condenser forces the compressor to work overtime, which wears it out early, and that's a repair bill that can climb into the hundreds. If this video is already saving you money, tap like, send it to anyone who's been complaining about their AC, and subscribe for more of these before summer really hits. Fix number 7. Check your refrigerant level. Fix number 7. Check your refrigerant level. A lot of bigger AC bills start with something this simple: the system just running low on refrigerant. Refrigerant is what actually gets cold and carries that cool air through your system. Over the years, small amounts can leak out through hoses, seals, and connections you'd never spot with your eyes. You don't need a visible leak for your AC to slowly lose its punch. You don't need fancy gauges to get a rough read on this. Start the car, run the AC on full blast for a few minutes, then pop the hood and check the low pressure line, the fatter of the two metal lines running to the compressor. If refrigerant levels are healthy, that line should feel cool, sometimes even a little damp with condensation. If it feels warm or barely cool, your levels have probably dropped. Another clue is how the compressor clutch cycles, that clicking sound up front. If it's clicking on and off every few seconds instead of every minute or so, low refrigerant is often why. This matters more than people think. Running low doesn't just mean weaker cold air, it also means less oil circulating to keep the compressor lubricated. Ignore it long enough, and a simple low refrigerant issue turns into a seized compressor. Fix number 6. Check your fuse and relay. Fix number 6. Check your fuse and relay. Here's a scenario that trips people up completely. Your AC isn't just weak, it doesn't turn on at all. No cold air, no fan noise, nothing. Before you assume it's the compressor, check something much cheaper first. Your AC runs through a fuse and a relay, just like most other systems in your car. A fuse protects the electrical circuit, and a relay is basically a switch telling the compressor when to turn on. Either one can fail while the rest of the AC system is completely fine. Grab your owner's manual and find the fuse box, usually one under the hood and sometimes a second one inside the cabin near the steering wheel. The manual will point you to exactly which fuse and relay control the AC. Pull the AC fuse and hold it to the light. If the thin metal strip inside is broken or scorched, you've found your problem, and a replacement fuse costs next to nothing at any auto parts store. If the fuse looks fine, the relay could be the issue. Most cars have several relays that look identical sitting side by side. A common trick is swapping your AC relay with an identical one, like your horn relay. If the AC suddenly works, you found your answer. A $5 fuse or a $15 relay gets mistaken for a dead compressor constantly, and that's a repair that can run over $1,000. Fix number 5. The blend door actuator. Fix number 5. The blend door actuator. This one explains a symptom that confuses a lot of drivers. Your AC blows ice cold one day, then feels lukewarm the next with nothing else changed. Inside your dashboard, there's a small door that controls how much warm air mixes with cold air before it reaches the vents. A small motor, the actuator, moves that door depending on what temperature you've set. When that motor starts failing, the door gets stuck somewhere it shouldn't, sometimes letting warm air leak in even with the AC turned all the way to cold. There's an easy way to check. Turn on the AC and listen near the middle of the dashboard, around where the center vents or radio sit. A failing actuator often makes a clicking or grinding noise, like a small motor struggling to turn. Hear that clicking every time you adjust the temperature dial, and that's usually the actuator trying and failing to move the door. Another clue is randomness, freezing one day, barely cool the next, without touching a single setting. That pattern points straight at this part. The fix usually means replacing the actuator itself, and it's not always a simple DIY job since reaching it can mean pulling apart part of the dash. But knowing this is the actual issue keeps a shop from charging you to chase the wrong part first. Fix number 4. Diagnose your cooling fan. Fix number 4. Diagnose your cooling fan. Remember that thing where your AC feels ice cold on the highway but turns warm the second you're sitting at a light? That's not random, that's your cooling fan. The condenser needs air moving through it to work, and at highway speed, air rushes through on its own just from driving. But at a stoplight, there's no wind coming through the grill, so the cooling fan takes over, pulling air through the condenser so it keeps working even while you're standing still. If that fan isn't spinning or isn't spinning fast enough, the condenser stops cooling the moment you slow down. That's why the AC feels perfect on the freeway and falls apart in stop-and-go traffic. Checking it is simple. Pop the hood, turn on the AC, and let the engine idle for a couple of minutes. Look behind the grill and see if the fan is spinning. If it's barely moving or not moving at all, you found your issue. This one's worth catching early. A dead fan doesn't just mean warm air in traffic. Your engine relies on that same fan for cooling at low speeds, so ignoring it can lead to overheating on top of AC trouble. Fix number 3, clogged expansion valve or orifice tube. Fix number 3, check for a clogged expansion valve or orifice tube. This is where things start to feel random. Your AC blows cold, turns warm mid-drive, then goes cold again a few minutes later, almost like it's playing games with you. That's usually a clogged expansion valve or orifice tube, depending on your vehicle, but they both do the same job. Refrigerant has to pass through a tiny opening, sometimes barely wider than a pinhole, right before it turns cold. That small size is what makes the cooling happen in the first place, but it also means it doesn't take much to block it. Tiny bits of debris or even moisture that's frozen inside the lines can clog that opening. When it's blocked, refrigerant can't flow properly and the AC turns warm. Sometimes the ice melts a little further down the line, the blockage clears, and cold air comes back. Then it happens again. You won't spot this one with your eyes since it sits inside the sealed AC lines, but the pattern is the giveaway. If your AC swings from cold to warm to cold with no clear reason, and you've already ruled out the fan and the fuse, this is likely what's going on. It usually needs a shop since it means opening the sealed system, but now you'll know exactly what to tell them instead of paying to replace parts that were never the problem. Fix number 2, a full AC system. Flush. Fix number 2, a full AC system flush. This trips up even people who've already had their AC serviced. The shop tops off the refrigerant, it blows ice cold for a week or two, then slowly fades back to weak. The reason usually comes down to what's still sitting inside the system. Every time refrigerant leaks out or a part like the compressor or expansion valve fails, tiny bits of metal shavings, moisture, or broken down oil can get left behind in the lines. Just topping off refrigerant doesn't touch any of that. You're pouring clean refrigerant into a system that's still dirty inside. That leftover gunk clogs the same tiny openings from the expansion valve, mixes with fresh refrigerant and breaks it down faster, and can even eat away at seals from the inside, causing new leaks in spots that were fine before. A full flush pushes a cleaning solution through the entire system, forcing out every trace of old oil, moisture, and debris before anything new goes back in. It's the difference between changing your oil and just topping off oil that's already black and dirty. One actually fixes the problem, the other just delays it. This is usually why some drivers say their AC never stays cold for long. Even after paying for a recharge, the system was never actually cleaned in the first place. Fix number 1, the full evacuate and recharge. Fix number 1, the full evacuate and recharge. This is the actual reset that gets your AC blowing ice cold again, no matter how many of the other issues have been stacking up over the years. Here's what most people don't know. Even after a flush, the lines still hold tiny traces of air and moisture, and neither belongs in a sealed AC system. Moisture can freeze and cause the same clogging problems we already covered, and air takes up space that refrigerant needs to fill, throwing off the exact pressure the system depends on. A full evacuate and recharge pulls every bit of old refrigerant, air, and moisture completely out using a vacuum pump. Not just some of it, all of it. The system gets held at a vacuum long enough to force any last traces of moisture to boil off and get pulled out too. Once it's completely empty and clean, it gets recharged with the exact amount of refrigerant the manufacturer calls for. Not a rough guess, not close enough. Too little and you're back to weak air. Too much and you strain the compressor. That's the difference between an AC that's just topped off and one that's actually reset from the ground up. Every fix we've covered, the filter, the condenser, the fan, the valve, all of it works the way it should once this final step is done right. Most drivers never learn this exists. They just keep adding refrigerant every summer and wonder why it never lasts. There's one more part that can undo everything you just fixed. A failing pressure switch that shuts your AC down without warning. Check the link below to catch the signs before it happens to you.